Hello, everybody. I'm Donna Norris, Soul Level Intuitive. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Tonight, I'm doing live readings just to give you some hellos from heaven, a gift from spirit, a lift from your guides, whatever it is that you might be looking for. But before we get started, I just want to let you know I've got a couple of cool things coming up. Hi, Diane. Hi, Lori Christine. It's glad to have you here. But I've got a couple of really cute things coming up in addition to tonight. Thursday morning, if you're available, I'm going to be on Terry Renner's channel, Holding Your Space. And there's a link on that in my post section of my community page. You can find it there and come and join us 11 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. And then at 8 p.m. Thursday night, I'm going to be live here back again on my channel with Bree Swanson. Some of you may know her from my crystal videos. Hi, Angela. Hi, Jennifer. And Bree is also an evidential medium, as am I, and we're going to be talking about signs from the other side. So for people and animals. Hi, Lisa P. Nice to see you. Glad everybody's here. So, but for now, for tonight, one more thing I almost forgot. This Saturday, I'm going to be doing like a sequel with my friend Deborah Rotman, another animal communicator, also an evidential medium. And she and I did a discussion a couple weeks ago on the angels and our experiences with angels. And archangels kept coming up. And so a lot of people had asked if we could do another show on the archangels. And so we are. And it's this Saturday. And it is 3 o'clock Eastern, this Saturday, the 19th. So you can find that in my upcoming lives and get the link. And I hope you guys will come and join us and bring your stories, any kind of angel stories or archangel encounter stories that you may have. Would love to see you and love to hear from you and tell you about what's happened with us with them. So hello, Moonlight Me. And hey, Joe, gosh, it's good to see you. Hi, Sherry Nighty. Need I? Oh my gosh, I can't talk tonight. Hi, Leah. So good to see you. Hi, Jessica Lynn. Glad y'all are all here. I am ready to get started, but if I do any card readings, I just wanted to let everybody know they will be using Archangel cards and also Angel Tarot cards. I'll be doing a mix like I usually do of cards and guides and spirit and whoever else that you want to hear from. So I'm going to go back. I think Lori Christine was in the chat first with a question. And I'm going to try to do better about showing the question tonight. Last time I just had a little brain fart, kept going off. Anyway, but I'm back. Does my parakeet Lucky in spirit have a message for me? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Lucky comes in just hopping in and hopping around like from branch to branch on the trees. And I have trees outside the little office in my mind's eye. And so Lucky is bouncing around in the branches outside in the trees and now coming into my space. Super happy. Actually is telling me that you see signs of him when he's coming back, Lord Christine, in the form of a hummingbird, a fast moving bird. And so I hope you see those hummingbirds. And when you do, think of Lucky because he's coming back to check on you with those birds. There's also something about releasing any lingering feelings around the time of his crossing over or the circumstances of his crossing over, that he wants you to focus on the joy of the times, that he could make you laugh and could peck you on the cheek, climbing up your arm, those kinds of things, Lori Christine. So I hope he wants you to focus on that part of the time together and remember that he was there to open your heart and to help increase your, I don't know, he was so lovable that, that's what he was trying to impart to you, is that you also are just incredibly lovable. And so take that love, turn it on yourself, be good to yourself. Don't be mean to yourself by thinking any kind of negative thoughts or have any lingering doubts or worries or concerns about his crossing, because that's not what he's wanting you to do. He's wanting you to remember the joy, and he is fine. Lucky is great. So thank you for allowing me to connect. And Lucky, thank you for that message. Ooh, that was a great way to get started. Thank you. Joe Lombardi has, hi Donna, can you tell me or get in touch with my baby boy Joey why he left us so young, only 6 years old, or if he has any message for me? Sure, let's see if we can bring Joey in. Let me take a breath and clear Lucky from my field. Ask for Joey. Joey comes in holding a ball, dropping the ball, picking up the end of the leash, like the handle part, that the end of the leash in his mouth, and coming over and sitting. He's such a good boy. And he's talking about how he was great to play. He was a really good boy. He also liked to get in the car. So I don't know if you guys have any. Gosh, I've got to remember now to go down and get the comments. I don't see one from Lori Christine. But Joe, if you're there, let me know if this makes sense for you. He's sorry, I'm distracted by two of my dogs who all of a sudden have decided they need to be in on my action here. So, okay, here we go. Back to Joey. Joey loves his food, loved his food. He was a good eater. He was a happy boy. But he indicated that he came to work on a specific deserving kind of quality that he wanted to instill in you to help you see yourself the way the world sees you. It's just so good and so worthy and so deserving of all life's best. And he was like your biggest fan, your biggest cheerleader. And he wants you to remember to integrate that was his soul lesson, and that he felt like you got it. And sometimes, it's part of the soul contract, the goodbye, and the goodbye that we think is too soon is part of the contract, so that we can learn how precious that right now is. There are other things that come from those set-in goodbyes, or those goodbyes that we feel like are too soon, but that's often the case. Like, this feels like what it is. He wants you to cherish the times that you did have, and leave that space. That space that he occupied in your heart will never be taken by anybody else, but there's always room for someone new. And don't hold back from loving another animal. That's really a message I think that we all can take away from this. They come to teach us that unconditional love that they already know. And basically, that's the name of the game for why we're even here. We have all these lessons and soul contracts and karma that we're clearing and all that kind of stuff. But we're also here to learn to be more like that, more unconditionally loving. So if you would, his legacy would be to follow his example and know your worth, know how beautifully deserving you are, and what a great person he thinks you are. And so does the rest of the world. So be good to yourself. And Joey is a cat. I'm sorry, Joe. If I did a reading, they come and they go, and I don't always remember the species. The gist of the message is still the same. I wonder I hope that works. I hope that matches your Joey's personality. And I'm going to go back up and see if I can find where it was in the questions. Gosh, everybody. Okay. Diane G says, there was a white orange cat I was feeding for a year who was living by our park, and she went missing one day. May I know if she's still alive or if she has a message for me? Thank you. Let's see if I can pull her in. The way I usually connect is through the connection with their person. But since this cat didn't really have a person, let's see if we can go through your care and concern. This cat does feel to me that it's in spirit. And there is definitely a sense of wisdom coming from this cat. And your compassion is what this cat was there to help you tap into, get in touch with, and your empathy. This was a really good way for you to connect with that side of your heart. Yeah. So well done. Well done. And thank you so much for taking care of the cat. Gosh, I really appreciate whenever anybody tries to feed the ones who are homeless. We're not always able to catch them. I used to live in a neighborhood, and when I lived in Texas, where we had, oh gosh, we had a house that had like a barn, like a big 4-car garage size thing, kind of a semi barn. And I swear they had 50 cats in there. And they were so hard to catch. We would take pillowcases and we would try to catch them a few at a time and then take them to the spay and neuter clinic. And just all of the rest of us neighbors would do that and just try to get them at least not reproducing anymore. But they fall prey to disease and cars and fights with other cats. It's really difficult when you have homeless animals and that many. Let's see, Leah says, may I ask for mediumship to hear from my mom? If she can speak, if not, it's okay. She's new up there. That is true. And I hope you are doing better, Leah. I know that this has been a really hard time for you and your family. Let's see if I can connect with your mom. I do have a female coming forward. Leah, hold on just a moment. Okay. And she is a real firecracker. She was still in spirit, just as much as she had to have been here. She was not afraid to let you know how much she cared about you. She was not afraid to let you know what she thought about things. And she had this really kind, sweet, soft heart underneath what sometimes seemed like a little bit of a jaded shell. But she really had a soft heart. Does this sound like your mom, Leah? She is so she's coming through like, yeah, you helped her tend to her emotional needs, looked out for her best interests, advocated for her with the caregivers, and she's really thankful and wants to thank you. And if you have a brother, she's proud of you kids. Wow, she is having a bit of a rest, like, like rejuvenating, recharging, reintegrating with the rest of her soul, now that she's getting used to being in spirit form instead of it with this bodysuit on. So that's really all I have for you now. I hope that works, Leah. and I will come back. Her name is Dulce or Dulcie. I'll have to, oh, I love that name. Either way, it's pretty. Dulce. Angela C. Could my angels share a message with me about how my summer's going to go and my health issue? Thank you. Let's see what your angels have to say. You know, we all have one angel, guardian angel. It's like our guide, you know, that's with us from birth until we go back into spirit. And they work together, and you can call in as many others as you want. The neat thing about angels is that they've never been human. You know, they've always been in their angelic form, and they can be in several different places at one time. It's not like you're bothering anybody to ask for, you know, 100 angels, 1,000 angels. It doesn't matter. You can ask for as many as you want or need. And so you do still have your designated main man, main girl, whichever, depending on which. They're really genderless, but depending on their attributes, we refer to them with male or female. We like to use pronouns. So let's see. I'm going to start with cards, and then we'll tap in. 10 of air. That's really interesting. That's like regeneration or the end of a sense of trial or difficult situation. If you look at all these unicorns, isn't that pretty? Coming through the forest. And it says the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. It can also mean recovering from a state of dis-ease or even an addiction. So I don't know if that makes sense for you, but definitely going to be things are going to be looking up this summer. So I'm looking into the future with the second card. A new person is entering your life. A relationship begins a new phase and heightened psychic abilities. So I don't know, Angela, if you've got a good gut sense about you, or if you've already got abilities of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Expect that they're going to get a little bit better this summer. Let's see if your angel in spirit has something to say. There is a measure, according to your angel, of compliance with instructions or whatever you're supposed to be doing to get over whatever your health issue is. So please be good to yourself. It may seem difficult, it may seem tedious, it may seem unnecessary to follow the instructions that your medical professionals are giving you, but please do so. That this will aid in your complete recovery. Making it sound like complete. I mean, I'm seeing complete recovery. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps, Angela. Scoot down and see if you've got any comments. Yeah, a lot of people think that your mom's name is cool, Leah. Life was hard for her body. Sorry, Leah. Okay. I hope that helps, Angela. I'm going to move on. Pamela Bryant. Hi, Donna. I have a silly question. Okay. On Sunday night, I lost my watch. I'm 95% certain it's in my bedroom. I have looked everywhere. Where is my watch? I told you it was a stupid question. It's new. Well, I have a solution. There are, as you know, there are all kinds of angels, and there are archangels, and each one of the archangels has kind of like a specialty, if you will, things that you can turn to them for. And just like in the Catholic faith, people call on Saint Anthony to help find lost things. But I'm not Catholic. I like to call on Archangel Shamuel. Shamuel is terrific at finding things that are lost. And what you can do is you can also go room by room and muscle test You know, like, I don't know if any of y'all watch Cash Peters, but he does it like this, and I do too, where you link your fingers together, and then if it, decide which means yes and which means no. For me, this is yes, and if it comes apart, it's no. And then ask in each room, is it in here? Yes. Then you can turn to each wall in each room. Is it in this vicinity? Am I facing the right direction? No. Am I facing the right direction this way? No. Turn all the way around until you get to where you are. And you can sometimes find it that way with muscle testing. But if it's not anywhere in the rooms, hopefully Archangel Shamuel will help lead you to it and help you find it. He's saying, call him in. And I don't know if you have a bathroom or a washroom adjacent to your room, but I feel like it might be there. So I hope that works, Pamela. Between the muscle testing and Shamuel, they're both good, good solutions or good ways to help you find it. Jennifer Parr. Does my dinky dog, aka the puppers, have a message? Is she hanging out with my dad and mom and childhood dog, Rusty Rugers? Let's see. Dinky, Dinky comes racing into my space, coming right up, zooming around, not stopping to sniff or smell like some other dogs do, just could show me what a good sniffer they have, or curious and looking around, just zoom right up to me. Like, how you doing? What's going on? This is a dog that would be like kind of up in your business, like wanted to be up near you, kind of like my little dog Bogey always wants to be near me or but right behind my back here when I'm doing readings and stuff. He wanted to be in your energy. He wanted to be like a part of whatever it was that you were doing. And he so loved the way you could just scoop him like around his chest and just kind of love on his little body, like, oh, and just rub the sides, like the ribs in the little body. He may have been a giant dog, but it just, like this, rubbing his body. Is she hanging out with my dad and mom and childhood dog, Rusty Rugers? Let me ask. She's hanging out with your whole tribe. So I am seeing male, female. I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm even seeing a child. And there are a lot of other dogs. So what that means is, this Dinky has all the different people that are in your soul tribe back home in spirit form. They may or may not be members of your immediate family here in this lifetime, but they also may have had pets and animals who are back in spirit form with them. And so your dog has other dogs to play with. And yes, of course, your other dog is there too. So I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed that. Dinky's adorable. Beth Mullen, hi, nice to see you. Can I get a message from Spirit, please? Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Spirit works with us through any vehicle we want to use. We can use pendulum, we can use dowsing rods, we can use cards, we can just tune in straight to them. There's so many different ways we can connect to Spirit, and they work with whatever we're using. So it's awesome. So it says that right now you're dealing with, this is the Page of Air, some challenging information, a little bit of changes to your plans, maybe somebody who is just like, they're honest, but they're almost like honest to a fault, and a little less than tactful, not always mindful of your feelings. And so you're just having to navigate that and not take that personally. I get a feeling that you are a really sharp person, but this is requiring all of your skills and your powers of deduction to get through whatever this challenging information is. But what they're saying the solution is for that is it's the Dreamer card. It's a major arcana card, and it's the start of a whole new journey. The Dreamer is you. You know, the Dreamer is sort of like the Fool in traditional tarot. It represents us. And it talks about a leap of faith and following your dreams. And there may come an unexpected opportunity out of this challenge, and seize the moment. That's what it's saying. So I hope that makes sense for you. And thank you for the question. Joe, oh, good. I'm glad the message still hits home. And I apologize for not being enough in my left brain to remember that Joey was a cat. I'm just totally pretty much for these things trying to stay in my right side of my sensing side of my brain. And Lori Christine says, my ex-husband rescued Lucky at his work site. Wow. In hindsight, we should have rehomed Lucky to another family. I think he would have had a longer, better life. I have always regretted that. Well, obviously, Lucky is saying he felt like he had a great life, and he wants you to remember all the joy and the happy times and the smiles, and he tried to bring that. And golly, rescued him from a work site. That bird that bird was tough. Please don't, don't be mean to yourself. That's not what he wants for you. And comes with thanks for the time that he was able to have with you. So God bless you guys. Wow. Got people that are feeding cats, rescuing birds. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback, Lori Christine. Diane says, I had my suspicion that was the case. She was a very sweet cat. Yeah, bless you. They come into these lives and they sign up for stuff. It's sort of like when people come into a lifetime and they come in with special needs, maybe on the autism spectrum or with mental illness or with some form of impairment that makes them stand out, that makes them sometimes object of ridicule or teasing or bullying. Those are almost always old souls, wise souls, and they're coming to fine tune their skills in unconditionally loving and teaching the people around them, serving as a lesson for the people around them. And I think the same thing kind of applies in a way to the animals that are born and live their life and then cross over without ever having a family or a home. Those feral cats and stray dogs and things like that, and escaped birds apparently too. So thank you, Diane. Nouveau says, you read my brother Bob and something made sense, but most of it didn't. I wonder if Bob can send me a message that makes more sense to me. Connie, let me see if I can do a little bit better with these cards. See what he's got to bring in. I hope you're here. I'm going to try to get on down to the bottom so I can see. Beth says thanks. Thank you, Beth. You're welcome, Beth. You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you was yours, Jennifer. I can't remember. Special pup. See, it's already gone. Okay, Nouveau. Connie. Haha. So working through these cards, Bob is bringing through memories from your childhood, memories from your history, issues regarding children, something that may have happened, and romanticizing the past. So something that may have happened when you guys were kids. Let's see if he can give me more detail on that. I'm seeing like a kind of a shoving match, like in the back seat of the car, and one's pushing this way and the other one's pushing back this way, and you're just kind of like, he's touching me, that kind of thing. But mostly just kind of peeking on each other in the back seat of the car. Then I'm also seeing him standing up for you, like really having your back in a jam. I mean, literally, this is like stepping in between you and a problem. So, wow, I hope that works. I hope that makes sense for you. But this is what I'm being shown. So you have to let me know if that is Bob. Hi, Susan B. Go back up here and move on. Thank you, Donna. I couldn't bring her home because I have asthma. Oh, bless you. I know. My daughter and her husband have cats because he's allergic to dogs. It's just amazing, that stuff works. Moonlight Me says, question. Oh, and thank you for putting it in all caps. I appreciate that. What message do my spirit guides have for me about the apartment I'm viewing tomorrow? Woo! Let's see. I'm going to do a card and then I'm going to do a tune-in. I'll tell you what, they're just telling me. Right now, they're already telling me. Don't look with rose-colored glasses. They're saying eyes wide open. Notice what the apartments around where you would be living are looking like and how they're being kept up. Ask questions like, what do you know anything about the neighbors? Ask them to give you some information on the neighbors. And like, check the oven, check the stove, check the fridge, check these things and make sure that they are how they look, that they're as good as they look. Okay, I'm still going to draw a card, but wow, eyes wide open. And Archangel Gabriel came in for the awakening. Awakening. Archangel Gabriel, as you can see, is flying upside down, which is all about shifting your perspective and looking at things from a different viewpoint, from like assessing it differently than you otherwise would, which is basically what your guides were also saying. Look at things from a different perspective and be yourself. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication, which is so awesome. So be sure when you're there and you're dealing with whoever it is that's showing you the place, that you're yourself. You're just you, and be kindly curious, politely curious, but get as much information out of them as you can. Schmooze them a little bit. And I hope you like it. I hope it works out. Be blessed. Serena, Beyond Limits Pathway. Woo. Sounds like maybe another light worker here. I'm working on a new direction for my business. A message around this is gratefully welcome. Thank you, Donna. It's a great profile picture, by the way. Let's see what the angels have to say. Ace of Fire. Woo! Lots of passion. I hope you've got a lot of excitement and passion around this new direction, because it's going to bring with it an exciting new opportunity and career advancement. He almost looks like a genie, doesn't he? Ace of Fire is all about new beginnings, new passions, new career. I mean, this couldn't be a better card for you. So I think that your guides are trying to tell you you are definitely on the right track, and keep on with what you're doing. Whatever this new direction is, it's going to work for you. And I hope to hear back from you to say, yes, it's going great guns. That would be awesome. Let me check down to see here to see if there's any feedback. Pamela Bryant said, thank you. I'll contact Archangel Shamuel and keep looking. Yeah, Cash Peters' muscle test indicated a bathroom, so I haven't seen it. That is so wild. Could it have fallen in like a toiletry box or a place, a container where you keep things, or brushed off the side of the lavatory, like between there and the wall, or under the cabinet? I don't know. It just feels like it maybe is in there. Oh, Serena says, thank you. And I do. Beautiful. I'm excited but tired. That's a great way to be, though. It's a good tired. It's a productive tired. It's like an anticipatory. I'm so excited for you. That's so great. Can't wait to hear more about it. Oh, you can't ever have too many. If you are a light worker, please let me know, because we can't have too many of us, right? Lori Christine, do you have a message for me from a cat? Yasmin in spirit. Yasmin was my first rescue cat. She was a beautiful, sweet cat. Let's see. Yasmin has a very powerful message. She's coming in with these really intense eyes. I don't know why cats like to do this to me, but they'll just go right up in my face. And but she says that you saw her, you respected her, and allowed her to be who she was, to warm up to you and warm up to pretty much anybody in her time, and that you allowed her to kind of be independent and come to you when she wanted love, and go be by herself when she didn't, and to kind of occupy herself. So she was also one of those cats that used to like put her head up under your hand to get loving, that kind of thing, when she wanted it. She really cracked open your heart, didn't she? She's saying you had big love that grew together. So I hope that message makes sense, Lori Christine. Thank you for the question. Anja, hey, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. Hi, Donna. Probably have sleep apnea and am seeking medical attention. What will be the outcome of the testing and its impact on my life? Whew. Well, y'all all know I don't speak doctor, so I definitely have to consult with the guides and the cards for this one. Sleep apnea, I think that's where you stop breathing in your sleep. Let's see what the cards say. Raziel. Boy, this is another major arcana. Whatever this is, it's going to radically change your life for the better. Whatever this treatment turns out to be in these tests. And it says you are ready. Life is magical, and you have the resources to incorporate this and move forward. Move forward and recover from this. It's like it's going to be a boon for you. You're going to feel so much better when you can get some sleep. Wow. So let's see. Okay. This is another great opportunity to call in Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael's name actually means God heals. And he is the archangel of physical healing and emotional healing, also oversees romance and safe travel, but he is a wonderful archangel. And if you're like me and you see colors around energetic bodies when you're tuning in, his color is emerald green. And his crystal, if you're into crystals like me, is the emerald. So you might want to carry an emerald around for a little while to help boost your receptivity to healing, for complete and swift recovery and back to 100% health. So I'm glad you're seeking medical attention. But it sounds like whatever the outcome of the testing is will take your life in a whole new direction for the good. So they're going to be able to help you. And I hope that helps. You'll have to let us know how it turns out. You're welcome, Leah. Kathy Bear says, hello, Donna. Early Sunday morning, I dreamt I was sitting in a movie theater. The screen was a picture of the blue sky with white clouds moving toward me. On the clouds were ETs. What was it? Thank you. Let's see if your guides have any insight on that. Oh. Well, what they're showing me is that you were not always, in all of your previous lifetimes, you were not always a human working here on earth, that you were assigned previously to another life form in another place and another planet, and that these are your people. I say people, I use that term loosely. Those beings are also kindred spirits to you, your beings. So, wow, Kathy, that's awesome. That's kind of, relatively small percentage of our population that comes in, that have had prior lifetimes in other civilizations. It takes an evolved soul to be able to integrate into this tough school that we're in here. A lot of other, from what I understand, civilizations and planets, if you will, have much calmer, more peaceful existences, but they don't learn as much through each lifetime as we can really pack a lot of BS in over here. A lot of karmic lessons, a lot of soul contracts, we can take care of in one lifetime here on this planet and this earth. So good for you, Kathy, and for being able to hack it with us. Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Lisa P. May I ask if you can find out my guides' names or the main one I've been communicating with using my rods? Ooh, rods. I love when people use dowsing rods. I got a pendulum and mat with letters, but I'm not sure about using it yet. I like to see people, those pendulum mats. I don't have one, but I think those are pretty cool. I've never tried using one. So if you do, you'll have to check back in and let us know how that goes. By the way, speaking of different ways of bringing in and calling in and attracting stuff, I also have a class coming up on the 27th of April on crystal grids from 3 to 4:30, and how to call in, whatever you need to call in: protection, grounding, healing, abundance, wealth, romance. We'll be talking about how and why they work and how you can put them to work for you. So if you are interested in taking that class, you can go to donnanorris.net and look it up under events. Let's see if I can get back to Lisa now. See what the angels have to say here. Woo. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Well, who better than your guide to be creative? Oh, by the way, it's the King of Fire. So it's the head of the whole suit. Now tune in and see if your head guide will pop out. But that was a message from the head guide. Focus. Tap into your passion. Gaspar. Gaspar. I thought at first it was Gus. Gaspar. So like Gaspar. And I'm getting a nod. That'll work. So thank you. I hope that helps. Woo! And have fun with the rods and the mat. Jess Morris. Hi, Jess. What month should I sell my house? I'm hoping for soon, but the prices aren't going up yet in my development. Ooh. If you're in a new development, the realtor side of me is just jumping out to the front here, flipping back into left brain for a minute. Don't know what part of the country you're in. But this stands, this is pretty much holds true for any newer development. If you are trying to sell a resale home while there are still new homes available, it's really tough competition right now because those builders want to unload their inventory and they're giving like $20,000 in closing cost assistance and buying down your interest rate for you for the first year or two. And so it's tough to compete in a resale market in a neighborhood that has new houses still available. Let's see. What are they saying about the month for you? Memorial Day, like I'm seeing like the flag, like the American flag waving. If you can get it ready that fast, I would hit for Memorial Day, because then if you get a buyer, they can move, they can close, and they can be moved in time for school if it's a family, or to, you know, to get settled before the holidays if it's not a family. So failing that, put it on the market around the time of that flag holiday. If not Memorial Day, then 4th of July. Wow. Good luck with that. And let me know if I can help. You guys, if I can be of assistance, you feel free to email me, connect@donnanorris.net. I could certainly help with more real estate tips if I had more information, but for right now, I'm going to keep going with these readings. And thank you for the question, Jess. Angela says it does. Good. I'm glad. I'm dreading the medical things I have to follow, but I will. Good. Thank you. It's going to really make the difference, or make a big difference. Oh, Pamela says Samuel. No, I'm going to spell it here in the chat. Chamuel. Whoops. Dadgummit. I think it's, did it post right? Yes, Shamuel. And for my Archangel thing coming up this Saturday, I did a guide. Hang on a second. I did a guide to all the archangels. You can tell I love them, right? It talks about what their name means, what the color of their energy is, what crystal they're associated with, and what their superpower is, if you will. So for Shamuel, his name means he who sees God, and his color is pale green. His crystal is a green fluorite. I don't know if you guys know what green fluorite looks like, but I've got one here. This is kind of a rainbow fluorite, but you can see, try to get good light on it. You can see the green across the bottom. It's a soft green, pale green fluorite. It's a really good healing stone. And it says finding what's missing in your life, and he also supports personal peace and global peace. So if you're a peacekeeper, a peacemaker, or you just want to feel some peace, grab yourself a piece of fluorite and tap into the energy of Archangel Shamuel. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. By the way, if you want a copy of my Archangel Guide, You can email me also at connect@donnanorris.net, and I'll send it to you. Or you can come Saturday and I'll get it to you then. That's this Saturday, the 19th at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm going to go back and make sure that I got to everybody. Oh my God, I can't believe we're running out of time. Serena says, yes, she is. Oh, she must be a light worker. Woohoo! Taking a break and wandered in here. Thank you for the message. I feel the possibilities. Yay! Awesome. I'll have to look up your channel. Is Beyond Limits Pathway your channel? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Hi, Serena. Yay, everybody. Oh my gosh. This is Diane from Val's class. I guess everybody knows you. That's awesome. Anja said, my dad had it too, concerned about other organs affected. Yeah, it can impact other organs, including your brain. So I'm glad you're getting it tended to. You're getting so many good wishes, Serena, for your business. That's good. Kathy Beer, whoo, oh, looky here. I have always believed in ETs. I ask to connect with them all the time, but nothing has ever happened until now. The call has been answered and they're coming to you in your dreams. Holy smokes. You may want to grab some astral travel crystals to meditate with. When you ask to connect with them, there are lots of crystals out there for astral travel. You can look them up in my videos. I've got several videos on things like that by topic, and or you can email me and I'll give you some crystals that you can look for astral travel. But that's a really good way to go, is like in your dreams. And you can even learn to do like waking dreams where you're still cognizant. Carl Hees. Hey, Carl, you're late, but my God, you're in the Philippines. So you get a little grace for that. Lisa P says, I am here. Do you have a class to help with tools? What kind of tools, Lisa P? Let me see if there's something else down here. Gaspar. It's Gasp like Paul, AR. Totally. Thank you. I feel weird without a name. Gaspar. P like spar. Gaspar. Okay. Should have spelled that in the chat too. Sorry about that. Lori Christine says, I didn't realize that Yasmin was pregnant. Oh my God. When I rescued her, all of her babies were stillborn because she'd been living on her own and was malnourished. Yes, but you know what? She had you to tend to her, and she was able to get better and have a life with you. Beautiful. And those kitties that were stillborn, their souls came right back in another kitty. So they served their purpose. That's something about the experiences. Other animals, other species evolve just like we do. Oh, Jess, she's in Canada. Yes, new development. Ooh, good luck, girl. You can do it. I mean, I've sold houses and competing with resale, but email me and I'll be glad to talk to you about some tips. Carl says, may I hear from my guides for any improvements in my current situation coming soon or next week? Yes. I'm going to grab my angel cards. Since you were late, you didn't realize I was talking about this Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'm doing a show with Deborah Rotman on archangels, and so I'm using my angel cards here. I'm also going to be live again, Carl, and for those of you who came in late, Thursday at 8 p.m. with Bree Swanson. We're going to be talking about signs from the other side, and we would love for you to come and type in signs you've received from those you love on the other side, be they an animal or a human, signs from spirit, those things you've experienced that are signs from your loved ones. So we'll be talking about that Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then I'll be, again, holding your space with Terry Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you guys are able, please come join us on her channel. You can find the link to her show in my post. All right, Carl, here we go. Got two. I pulled two at the same time. King of Earth, right on. That's the head of the channel, or the suit that normally deals in home and hearth, career and family, and things like that. And this says generous, professional, responsible, and practical. And it says right down at the bottom, a successful time. Yes. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. Right on. It's time, right? And then the other card that came up is the Ten of Fire. And it's about passion, but it's about like burnout, just working really hard, just trying to gin up opportunities. I know you're a hard worker, but it says here, accept help from others, that your life is out of balance and you may have some stress related health concerns, Carl. So this is what your guides are trying to show you through the cards. But here's the good news. Success. So accept the opportunities that you're offered. And I hope that helps. Going back, let's see. Moonlight Me says, thanks so much. Already walked around the area, and the neighborhood and village are amazing. Good. Immaculately kept, safe, within walking distance to everything. Okay, now let's just hope that the apartment checks out and you don't have malfunctioning appliances and stuff like that. Just take care. Eyes wide open. Check for bugs, things like that. Okay, good. Gosh, I hope that goes well. Pure Joy LN. Look at that puppy face. So sorry I missed this live. Well, I'll be back. I'll be back on Thursday night with Bree, on Saturday with Deborah. They are topical. Bree is going to be talking about signs from the other side with me, and Deborah's going to be talking about archangels and how we can call them in. And but Terry, with Holding Your Space, I'll be talking about animals with her. So if any of what you're looking for meets any of those topics, please come and join me. Terry is 10 a.m. Thursday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. I have one more. Angeli Mullins-Finan, thank you for being here. My niece has stopped communication with me and I am concerned. Is there a way to reach her? Ooh, that's a tough one. Your guides are saying not at this time. And they're saying that she will come to you, but she's going to have to, she's going to have some challenges. I call them skin, knees, and elbows. You know how life can just sort of knock you around sometimes, and she may have some hard lessons to learn around that. Consequences of choices. It's around consequences of choices. Let me just see if there's a card that goes with that for you, Angeli, before we... The Moon. Woohoo! Archangel Haniel. Archangel Haniel is the Archangel of Intuition. And I think you may have already had a feeling that this was what was going on with your niece, that maybe her choices wouldn't be the ones you would want for her. But this card talks about Haniel's important psychic insights, but there are events happening behind the scenes. But to release your fears, she'll be back in touch. This is, sometimes we just have to let them have their journey. I wish they could learn by all the arrows I've pulled out, my kids anyway, out of all the arrows I've pulled out of my behind, but they don't. They have their own lessons to learn. Anyway, thank you for loving her, for being there for her. And you guys, I hope you enjoyed tonight. If you did, please hit like, please hit subscribe. and come back and join me again. I'll be live again doing this, as I said, Thursday twice and Saturday once, and probably this time next week. So I look forward to working with you and working for you again. Appreciate you so much, and thank you for all the support and love you give to each other in the chat. You guys are amazing. We'll talk to you soon, and thanks again. Bye for now. Love you guys.